everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me this week. So I'm so excited. I'm going to be exploring the new functionalities of Google Notebook LM. So if you want to come and explore some of the new functionalities that they just released in the last couple of weeks, then please keep on watching. Okay, so here I am on Google Notebook LM in one of my folders. And as we know, we can have up to 50 sources for each folder. And this folder that I've got is actually about the MYP, unit planning, and also the enhanced MYP that is going to be in full swing in 2027. But there's a report that was released this year and a lot of guidance in terms of the enhanced MYP and unit planning. So I thought, well, why don't I unpack some of this? So I've put in quite a lot of different documents, the old documents as well as the new documents. So let's just, first of all, I think, try and let's look at some of the questions that they have. How do the MYP unit planning elements interconnect to form a cohesive curriculum? So that's one of the questions that Notebook LM already have. And as we know, one of the really important components, I'll just move myself out of the way, of the MYP planner is the approaches to teaching and learning. So that was another question that I had. So what does it say here about the unit planning elements? Of course, inquiry is important, key related concepts, that is going to be changing actually in the enhanced MYP. We all understand the importance of the global context here. We have these specific types of inquiry questions, factual, conceptual, and debatable, and that's from the work of my wonderful mentor, Dr. Lynn Erickson. And then we have subject group objectives, summative assessments, approaches to learning skills. So we want approaches to learning skills explicitly taught and practiced throughout every unit in the MYP. And they support students in achieving subject group objectives, participating in learning engagements, and optimizing achievement in assessment tasks. ATL skills are most powerful when integrated with the key and related concepts and global context, promoting deep understanding and skill transfer. Lovely. And then we also have learning and teaching through inquiry. So that includes the content. There's some specifications here on learning, experiences, and teaching strategies, some advice here. Of course, formative assessment, differentiation, using different resources. So these include materials, learning environments, and people, such as experts that are necessary to fulfill the unit's purpose. And then, of course, we have to have a reflection section. So the unit plan, I just want to emphasize, it's a living roadmap. It's not something that you create, it stays stagnant. And of course, it should be a collaborative process. So all elements of the unit plan come together to be implemented during the learning process, demonstrating how different components are interconnected and interdependent, resulting in a cohesive, purposeful educational experience. Okay, now I actually want to know more about unit planning in terms of the current situation. And as you can see, let me move myself over. We already had the audio overview before, which was creating podcasts in different languages. We had the mind map before. We had the reports. So there was a briefing, document, study guide, FAQs, and timeline. But here is the new video explainer. So it's in English only at the moment. So let me press on that and just see what happens. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take. The podcast sometimes will take up to a few minutes. So if I find that this is going to take, more than a few minutes, then I'll hit the pause button on this recording. But it does say this may take a while. So what I'm going to do is hit the pause button so that you don't have to sit through this. And I'll be back with the video overview. I can't wait to see it.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm back, and that took about 12 minutes. So not too bad. I actually haven't clicked on the play button. So let me click on the play button here. Okay, let's play, move myself over. Hopefully you can hear it. And let's see how long this is. Ooh, look at this. It's 8 minutes 20. So I won't play the whole video, but let's just play.
Let's talk about something that pretty much every MYP educator has a strong opinion on, the unit planner. For some, it feels like a chore, just another box-ticking exercise. But for others, it's this incredible tool for creativity. So today, we're going to explore how we can flip that script and turn the whole planning process from something you have to do into something you get to do. So let's start with an idea right from the source, from the MYP itself. The unit plan was never meant to be a static document that you just file away. It's meant to be a living roadmap. I love that. Think of it like a GPS for your unit. You know where you're going, but it can reroute and adapt based on what actually happens on the journey. And this really gets to the heart of the tension that so many of us feel. Is the planner a cage, this rigid, compliance-driven thing we just have to get done? Or is it a canvas, a dynamic, living tool that actually helps us think and design amazing learning experiences? This explainer is all about how we make that leap from the cage to the canvas. Okay, so let's just call it what it is, the planner problem. Even the IB has acknowledged that for a lot of teachers, unit planning has become all about compliance. It can feel like this big bureaucratic hurdle you have to clear, instead of what it's supposed to be, a framework for truly powerful inquiry-based learning. So how do we fix this? How do we make that shift? Well, it really comes down to a mindset shift. Instead of just trying to fill in the boxes on a form, we can reframe the entire process around 3 core pillars: inquiry, action, and reflection. These aren't just buzzwords. They're the pillars that can transform the planner from a document into a thought process. Let's dive into that first pillar, inquiry. This is all about getting to the why. Why is this unit important? What's the big, lasting idea we want our students to walk away with, long after they've forgotten the specific facts? It's about setting a purpose that's both powerful and transferable. At the absolute core of that why is something called the statement of inquiry. This is the anchor for your whole unit. It's a single, carefully crafted sentence that weaves together a big idea, a key concept, with a real-world lens, a global context. Now, crafting this statement might sound intimidating, but it's not. It's actually more like following a simple recipe than writing a masterpiece from scratch. There's a clear 3-step process. 1, pick your big idea, the key concept. 2, pick your real-world lens, the global context. And 3, mix them together to craft your statement. That's it. So what are these key concepts? You can think of them as the intellectual heavy hitters. They're these huge abstract ideas, like change or creativity or development, that aren't just stuck in one subject. They're the ideas that pop up everywhere, connecting learning across the whole school. In global contexts, this is what makes the learning matter to students. This is the part that answers that classic student question, why are we learning this? By putting the learning into a context, like scientific and technical innovation, we're connecting what happens in the classroom directly to their world. Okay, so let's see this in action. Say we take the key concept, development, and the global context of scientific and technical innovation, and we add in a related concept like innovation. We can put those pieces together to get a really powerful statement of inquiry, like this one. Innovative ideas about products and solutions often evolve through an iterative development process. See? That one sentence gives the entire unit a clear, focused purpose. All right, so once you've got that powerful why nailed down with your inquiry, we move on to the second pillar.
I'm just going to hit the pause button there, and I really want to listen to the rest of this video. It's so good. It's distilled all of the ideas down to very simple graphics, kind of summarizing the 3 pillars, giving us examples of actually how to put together and craft a statement of inquiry with examples. I think, I just am so impressed with this. You can see I've got a share button, a download. I am going to be downloading this, and I'm going to be watching the rest, and I'll also put a link in the comment section below so that you can watch the rest of this video. It's so good. Okay, so that was some of the new functionalities in NotebookLM. I am so impressed with NotebookLM, and they continue to improve this AI tool. It's still free. I have so many notebooks that I'm still using, so I'm so happy with everything that they release. And I think it's not just for educators. I was telling my husband, who's doing his doctorate at the moment, put all of your research papers into a folder according to the themes that you're going to be writing your thesis on, and it will really help you organize your notes. And You know, it's just such a wonderful tool. So thank you, Google Notebook LM. If you have found Google Notebook LM really useful, I would love to hear your experience. Please pop it in the comments section below. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.